Audio Jungle.
I'm going to tell something about SharePoint, that what is SharePoint and how to use the SharePoint in our daily basis life and how it will affect your work culture, how it will affect your increase your productivity in the organizations. So everything I will tell you in this small durations of the SharePoint introduction. So let's start with the SharePoint introduction first. First of all, I just want to know from your side, do you have any idea about SharePoint, or did you heard something before that what is SharePoint or something?
No, no
Okay,
idea.
fine, no issue. Okay, let's start with the SharePoint. I'm just taking a small example of the real life scenarios. Like if you think about, let's say if I'm saying that I have a pen. So first, what is the first thing will come in your mind that maybe it's a pen like blue color, I can write something on the whiteboard or something. So that's the same thing I'm talking about. Like if you can take a small example like university library. It's a centralized place within the university where every person can come and take the books from there as per their requirement. It doesn't matter that you are from which department. Maybe you are from the finance, you are from the political science, you are from the arts or IT. It doesn't matter. It's like a centralized place where you can come, everyone can come, they can take the book as per their requirement, they can read it and then keep it back and then go back. So SharePoint is just like a centralized portal where every user within the organization, they can come to that portal, they can upload some documents, they can download something from there, they can do some collaborations, they can do some document management stuff, they can do some enterprise content management stuff. There are a lot of things, there are a lot of features we have in the SharePoint that we can use. So these are the features that differentiate SharePoint with some other products, whatever we have in the market, like CRM, ERP, Dynamics AX, or a lot of products in the market that is compared to SharePoint. But it's very popular product in the market these days. All the companies are coming to adopt it, their organizations, or they want to improve their productivity of the employees in their organizations. That's why they're going to use the SharePoint. The reason behind it, like first is that it's a Microsoft product, so it's very easy to use. Its user interface is very easy. Not mandatory that you have a very good technical skill. It doesn't matter that you are coming from very good organizations or you have a very good IT skills on the back end. Doesn't matter. If you know that how to open the Word or how to work with Excel or some basic Office application, definitely you can work with SharePoint. Okay, that's, you just need it, that practicing every day is everything, that is important here. But if you're going for some other product like CRM or ERP, definitely you need a very good knowledge of the IT. Then you can use that thing. The first, so that the meaning is that first thing you require is the user interface is very easy in the SharePoint. So anyone, any user, non-IT guys can also learn about SharePoint and they can use SharePoint in their organization. The first thing is this. Second thing, the features of SharePoint, like collaboration is a very important feature, like content management. Like if you have a content, you can manage the content. So I'll tell you in the further slides that how to do this, how to utilize these features in the organizations or within the documents. I'll tell you everything with the labs and theoretical parts also. But just I'm giving the information that what are the features we have in the SharePoint. Okay, so the other features like content management, like electronic content management, like collaboration, user interface. So there are n numbers of features that you can use with the SharePoint. So definitely it will improve because it's like a foundation. It's a free version. So definitely it's a free version. We have a very limited functionalities given by Microsoft. So in 2001, it starts with a very limited functionality within the portal. Then it starts with 2003. They enhance something in 2003, means they just give some more features in 2003, but not too much. Again, it comes under the 2000 under the foundation one. Now Microsoft introduced 2007. 2007 actually it's big difference between 3 and 7. Like if you're talking about, if you can see, like Office 2003 and Office 2007, it's a big difference. But 2007, 2010 and 2013, it's not a big difference. But if I'm talking about 3 and 7, it's a big difference. Same thing is here. SharePoint 7 and SharePoint 10, it's a big difference. Okay, so the interface is totally changed. They have given a lot of features within the portal that you can utilize it. They are using some latest languages behind it like JavaScript, jQuery, these things they are using. Now to 2013, it's a new version in the market that we are already working. Lots of companies, organizations are moving to 2003. Or if someone are using 2010, they are going to migrate to 2013 because of the feature of social responsibility, you can say, or social collaborations, you can say here. Social collaborations like in 2013, Microsoft didn't need any like very good features. They all are the same 2010, but the interface is very interactive actually. If I'm talking about interface like very good touch screen mode here that you can go and touch. If you have a touch screen laptop, its interface is very good. They're using latest technologies in the 2013 portal. Means if you have Android phone, you can see that in every Android phone there is application behind it that is working like HTML5. So same thing is here. Microsoft tried here to give the look and feel like Android phone. That's why they are using here HTML5 feature. They are using here JavaScript jQuery features to drag and drop or some other things. So language enhancement also from the backend. That's why it's called like if backend will increase, their software will also increase automatically. And now in the market, it's not in the market, but already launched in the market 2016 SharePoint. I think you heard about it, or if not, so we can listen to you that it's important that latest version in the market of the SharePoint is 2016. That we are already working on that, and maybe by March or April it will be in the market. Okay. And the last point is the services. Services that I'll tell you in the depth once I finish this module. I'll talk about architecture of SharePoint. That what is SharePoint? What are the hardware things that you require in the SharePoint? Means if I'm talking about SharePoint, so definitely it's working on the enterprise level. So it's not like Office, not like a Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, like you can install on the local system. Definitely it's not an application, it's a server level application actually. Definitely you need some backend components to support SharePoint. These backend components are like Active Directory you required, IIS you required, SQL Server, that is a backbone of the SharePoint. So if you don't know the SQL Server, so definitely you cannot install the SharePoint. So if you're going to learn about SharePoint in the core admin, then you should have a very good knowledge about administrative concepts like Active Directory, Server, IIS, PowerShell, SQL Server administration, okay, cloud something, sometimes cloud computing also. So it depends that these things should be already configured on the backend on your machine, on your server. Then you can install ServerPoint on that one, SharePoint on that one. Okay. Next slide, it's all about discussion that I already told you. We will discuss more about this in the architecture. We will discuss more about whether it will take around 2 to 3 hours to uh, discuss about architecture, because in architecture we will discuss about everything about means what are the administration concept. I'm not going for the core technical in the admin, but definitely we will discuss about what are the backbone of the SharePoint. So we will discuss about all the hardware components, and then we'll discuss about the end user. What are the end user? Like I told you, there are two types of end user we have: layman user or power users. What are the roles of these two users within the organization? Then some different tools we have to customize the SharePoint portal. Like you can see, every website we require some customization. Same thing is here. SharePoint is a website, so we need some customizations also sometimes, because every time it's not required that company requirement is fulfilled by the by default given template. So definitely sometimes you required uh, customizations within the templates. So you need to take the help of some tools. Like if I'm talking about the power user level, then you have some tool like Designer, SharePoint Designer, then InfoPath, okay, where you can create some automation, you can create some form customization, or sometimes we require SharePoint BI also, where you can create some, you have a very big data, so you can create some KPI, metrics, you can create some scorecard, dashboard, and you can deploy it on the portal and show it on the management. So these are things that comes under the customizations of this. But sometimes these customizations are not fulfilled by the organizations, or it's not sufficient by the requirement. Then we required, our last option is Visual Studio, where SharePoint is already developed. Actually, SharePoint is totally developed on the C# language, on the Visual Studio. So there are some programming language. If you are going for the code programming of the SharePoint, then you need to learn more thing, not only C#. You should have knowledge about C#, MVC, then your .NET, ASP.NET, then HTML5, JavaScript, jQuery. These are the primary language you should know about it. Then you can work like a developer of the SharePoint. So there are different parts of the SharePoint actually. And then we'll discuss about the architecture once I finish this slide. So that I told you that the other SharePoint things, or again the next slide we have like history that I already told you. They are first start with 2001, then 2003, then it's a 7, then 10, then 13, and it's 2016 also in the market. So definitely it's in development process. Maybe within 2 or 3 months we will get. You can see that to 2016 also. Before going to the next slide, I just want to show you something about the look and feel of the SharePoint, so we'll get an idea till now that what we discussed. Okay, so let me start my portal. Okay, so here you can see this is my portal actually, and in this portal you can see it's look like it's a by default SharePoint portal actually, where you can see all the details, like these are the apps we have, where you can create some list or library. We'll discuss all the terms in the SharePoint and what the meaning of the different terms, because terms are very important here. Because if I'm talking about like just create a content type, or create a document set, or create a list, or create a library. So if you don't understand that what I mean, what's the meaning of that term, so definitely it's a problem for you. So that's why we require to understand the term. So I'll tell you one by one. Whenever the chapters will come, we'll talk about different terms. We'll understand the different terms. You will see there's some demonstration on that one. I'll give you some labs also. You can do the demonstrations on that one also. Okay, so this is the by default template where you can see it's a portal where you can upload some documents. Like you can see there's a document library we have. Once I click here, I can go here and I can upload some documents here. You can see. So it's just for uploading and new documents. If you can click, you can see here different types of Word document, Excel document. So every type of documents you can upload here. You can download it from here. Sometimes if you're required to read that document, you can go and open that document and read it. And if you need some modification, just modify it and then upload it. It's your choice, all about your choice. Then if you have some task, like if you're using Outlook, you have seen that we have a different components in Outlook also, like calendar, task. So same thing you can create here. You can create some calendars here, and you can synchronize that calendar with your normal Outlook. So it will be very helpful for you. You can create some task. You can apply some reminder on that task. So these all things, whatever you can do with Outlook, everything you can do from here. This is the second thing. So the different, you can see just below of the task, there's a calendar option. If you click, the same calendar view, look and feel that you have in Outlook, same calendar. You can create some event here. You can apply some reminder. We can assign some reminder on that. Same thing. Whatever you can perform with Outlook, you can do it here. And you can synchronize this calendar and task with your normal Outlook also. So you don't need to open your normal Outlook. Everything you can perform it from here. That is the best part of the SharePoint. Apart from that, it's a by default template that I told you. That's where you can see it's a by default things are showing here. By default list and libraries are showing here. If you wish to create any other library, you can just go to the above page. You can see there's my logo of the site. You can change the logo of the site. You can change the company name and everything. You can change it from here. You can edit the toolbar. You can edit the top link bar and everything. And from here you can see these are my gearbox on the right hand side top. Once you click here, you can see there are the different settings are here. So all the types of setting, administrative setting, as well as end user settings, as well as site owner settings. So different roles, the different terms again as per the site's level also, like site administration, site owner, site collection administration. So all these three are different things. This all depends on the permission given to you by your administrator, head administrator. So these all things we will discuss in the architecture once I show you the architecture on the whiteboard. Okay, so these are the settings page. I'm just showing you the overview of the how it's look and feel of the SharePoint. Just you can so it's better for you to understand the next slide. Okay, so there are the settings here. Once you can go to the settings of the SharePoint and you can change the settings. But make sure that you are very comfortable in the SharePoint. It's not a place where you can come play and plug and play, or you can come and do some R&D. So it's better that if you know that what's the impact of this setting after doing some changes, then you just go to the setting and do some changes. Otherwise, it will affect something on the portal and you cannot identify that on which setting I enable or disabled. So that's why this happens. So if you're going to do something, you should be very clear that what you're going to do and what will be the effect. Okay, so that's why what you need to do, you have to click on the site settings. You can see here. Once you click here, the setting page will be open because right now I am the site collection administrator. So you can see I have all the settings right now. So I can do anything, but it's not mandatory that everyone can see all the settings. It again depends on the permission or authentication given to you by your administrator. So these are the settings like permissions. You can set it here, look and feel, like you can change some logo, templates. You can change some heading of the sites, background color of the site, description of the site. These are all things you can change it from here. Then some site column, site content type you can add, some site features you can enable or disable from here. Then you have a site administrations where you can change some regional settings, languages settings. You can create some list and libraries, or some other things like you can means monitoring also. You can monitor your site, that how it's working. Or there are a lot of features that you can check it. We will see one by one within the next chapters. And here we have a site collection administrator. This is a top level administrator. So I am right now, it's the head of administrator. I'm the top level administrator. That's why I can see this area, site collection administrator. Otherwise you cannot see this. Okay, so it again depends the permission and authentication. So these are all the settings that you have. You can configure your search, you can create your search page, because search is very important for every aspects of every of the site. If you are going to create a site and search is not working there, so there is something missing. Definitely, because search is very important part of any website, successful website you are talking about. So these things are here that you can configure if you have a knowledge about it, or if you are the administrator, you can configure it here, no problem. Next, if you go for the gearbox again, if I'm clicking here, you can see some pages if you need to add, because it's a page, it's my by default page. You can see the URL here. It's site pages home.aspx. So it's my home page right now. It's developed in ASP. And apart from that, you can see if you want to create some other page, you can right click here and you can see here add a page. Sometimes if you need to edit the page, so just go to that page and edit the page options. So this page, you can customize this page. Means you can move some apps from here and there, you can delete something, you can add something, you can insert some images, you can insert some table, you can do some basic formatting like bold, italic, underline on the text. These are all things you can do because it's like a void webput or wiki pages. So you can do all the stuffs with this. It's normal page. If you're going to create a page, you can go here and just give the name. You can create the page also. If you're going to create some list and library, definitely you have to create your app. You can add an app. This will ask you the name, that what type of list and library you want to create. Just click there, give the name, and you can create the list and library from there. So there are different types of apps you have, like some document library, custom list, task, form library, record library. So a number of apps are here. Okay, you can go here and you can just open, and we will see everything in our further slides of our further modules. You have to learn all the apps one by one, and you have to create by your hands, because once you create by your hand, then you will feel some confident. So that's why I'll show you everything about it. I'll show one by one all the apps once the modules will come. Okay, so let's back to my slide. So we are talking about SharePoint history. So I hope that you have no any questions from this slide, that what are the histories we have. So we have normally versions are 2001, 3, 7, 10, 13, and now 16, that is in development process. Okay, so the other versions we have. Now let's move to the next module. Sorry, next slide. So first we're talking about 2007, that what are the features we have in 2007, because that I told you that 2001 and 3 are very basic. It's like a foundation. There's no any features, no any functionality. It's just like a page that you can open, and you can just upload the document, nothing else. Or you can download the document, nothing else, no any features you have. So definitely there's no meaning. So definitely, actually, if I'm talking about SharePoint, it starts from, so normally I would say that SharePoint starts from 2007. Because 7 starts with some functionality or some features, whatever we talked in the SharePoint. So these are the features we have in the SharePoint. Let's discuss one by one with all the features. So first we'll talk about collaboration. Collaboration is a very, very important feature of the SharePoint. Collaboration, if I'm talking about, normally you can say, I'm giving an example of collaborations like you heard about, or maybe you worked with Google Drive, where we have different files like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. If I upload something in Google Drive, so anyone can use it. I just need to share that URL with the users. They can open the Google Drive, they can write something. So collaboration means here that at the same time, multiple users can work on the same platform. Listen very carefully, I'm repeating, at the same time, multiple users can work on the same platform. That's called actually collaboration. It means that if I'm opening the Excel here and my colleague is opening the Excel on US, so same times both we are working on the Excel, on the same Excel we are working, same time. But the last saving will be last editing, means last, if I save the last one before closing, so that will be my final saved document. So collaboration means that at the same time multiple person can work on the same platform with different location. Doesn't matter that in which geographical locations you are sitting, doesn't matter. It's all about collaborations. Okay. Now let's talk about BI. It's a very big term in the IT industry. BI, BI, BI. Everywhere you've seen that BI. This guy knows BI. Okay. So same thing is in the BI. If I'm talking Microsoft, so there are two types of BI we work, or three types of BI we normally teach in Microsoft, like Excel BI with some Excel tools. Then SharePoint BI, where we have a data, and on that data we can create some KPIs. We have some target, or we achieve some things. On the basis of target and achieve, we can find out that what's my progress. Maybe we are on the red sign, maybe we are on the green sign, we are on the middleware, whatever. So you can create some KPIs in that case, and then you can create some dashboard, you can create some scorecard, and then you can deploy it on the portal. So these all comes under the BI. So there is a separate portal for BI in SharePoint that I'll tell you. There's a complete module for this BI, the next book, where I'll tell you about the entire BI functionality, how to use it, how to create these things. Another BI normally we talked about in Microsoft, that's called SQL BI, like SQL Server Analysis Services, reporting services, or creating KPIs and everything. So normally there are three types of BI in Microsoft products: Excel BI, SharePoint BI, and SQL BI. So here BI means of SharePoint that I told you. It's all about whatever the data you have on the portal, or maybe you have on the cube, you have on the SQL server. Just take the data from there, create some KPIs, or for the management decisions, means it's all about the person who is the decision maker within the organizations. They can just see that particular thing, and within a second they can identify and they can decide that what is the next step they need to take. This all comes under the BI.